What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. Welcome to Fightful. It is December 7th, 2023. I am joined by my mortal enemy who, shocker, we get along. Kayfabe brother,
Do we?
Shazza McKenzie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do.
Oh, wow.
I think we do.
Yeah, I think we do. We're all right. We vibe. We vibe. We're
There
out
you
here.
go. We are. We are. If you are here,
Jeff Hardy, this is Jeff Hardy.
yeah, that's
I don't know
yeah,
what's
you do
happening,
that
bro.
one. That's you. Yes. I also have a hilarious screenshot of you jumping on that bed to try to show me a spot for our match, which it did not make the cut for today.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was too funny to not save. But we're gonna go we're gonna go over the process of this match, how it came together. We started to do this last year when Denise and I did the GCW match, and somebody said, well, since you do podcasts about how everything else works, why don't you do it on yourself? And I said, you know what? I think that's fair. Because at one point, somebody backstage, I can't remember who it was, said, how would you have felt if somebody broke the news of your match before you did? Said, I would have said, good game, fella. I'll get you next time. What can I be mad about there?
Yeah.
But any super chats, humper chats from this show will go to NAMI.org. That is why I did this match, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We raised, as best I know, from sponsors, donations, and pledges that were at least sent to me and shown to me, $6,500 in conjunction.
Hell yeah. That's amazing. I love that.
Very happy about that. That is just slightly more than what Shazza got paid for the actual match.
Yeah, only slightly, because obviously that's my rate.
Yes,
the lucrative independent wrestling scene.
So I just wanted to read this off from a member of our team who sends us numbers about our socials and things that do well. And he said, I don't usually do this for outside stuff, but I think you should know that clips from the match with you and Shazza are now at over 1.2 million views.
That's insane.
That is insane. That is hilarious. There are a lot of people fake mad on the internet, but you know what? We raised money for a good cause. And dare I say, we did something pretty fun, Shazza.
We did. I had a lot of fun. I
did too.
I was sore after, but that I would like to clarify I was sore before as well, and that the giant ice pack that I had was not Sean Ross Sapp's fault or doing.
Me. It was me.
Yeah. The photo that you chose to post of me walking to you with my eyes closed mid-blink, that was you.
Got some subscriptions, did I? I listen, up those numbers for you there, bud.
Oh yeah, it was all you. That's though I feel like the atomic drop spot has probably gotten me a couple of little subs there, because you know, the moneymaker.
Wrestling psychology.
Like, her ass is big. And now they know for realsies.
Listen, I mean, I raised money for a good cause, but listen, the dance partner in there's got a benefit as well. So I was like, that was the first spot I pitched, I think, Shazza.
It was I remember you saying this for so long, and me being like, this is just some joke, like that he's gonna forget about this. Like you've just said, like, you know, like the are we gonna discuss the promo
Diner
you wanted
fight
to film back at
that too. So a lot of people were like,
that falls under the same category of things you've said that I've just gone, he's joking, right?
Sure. Which, I mean, this started like a couple of years ago when we joked about like doing a diner fight. And I actually had, I can't remember who it was from StarCast that was like, we would make that a stage show if you wanted. And I was like, stage show where like me and her were just eating dinner and then we just decided to fight. Yeah. Like you pull me over the table and whip my ass. That could be kind of fun. But I was like, nobody would show up to that.
Yeah, it would be a very
I mean,
stage show.
We were in front of a raucous 125 the other day, but
wild times.
Listen, nobody would have showed up to this.
The Bowen Eagles was packed.
This was supposed to start at the GCW show.
Yeah, my bad.
Walk them through that one there, Shazza.
Okay, look, again, every time you say something, I assume you're joking. So I didn't take anything that seriously. And I thought me getting my moment with Maven is far more important than anything that Sean wants to do. And I'm going to panic him before his first live crowd, hundreds of people, microphone segment. I'm just going to throw a fucking curveball. And he's probably got some really good lines in his head that he's going to say to me. I'm just not going to be there.
So
I'm just gonna scoot out.
For those that didn't watch the show last year, originally I was supposed to hit the ring as Shazza was being eliminated. As we're backstage, like I was looking at the order of elimination, and I'm like, oh my God, I might be in the ring with Shazza, who we've been teasing this thing for a while. But then it became clear you were getting eliminated right before me. So I was going to like fake interview you and kick you in the head. Yeah. But Maven is legitimately your favorite wrestler, and he carried you off like a hero.
He did. But then you got payback on me because in the turn of events, you saw Maven on Saturday after.
I did. We'll talk about that. You're getting way too ahead of yourself.
Maven thing. Like, this is, who would have thought that Maven would be such an integral part of our feud?
He was the bookend to our feud. But like, exactly. I see her getting there at the
start. He's there at the end.
I see her getting carried through the back, and she's like, oi, sorry, mate, had to. And I'm like, yeah, listen, I get it. Like, I couldn't be mad about it. But everything that I said in my promo.
Sorry, I got to stay here. Sean wants to kick me. I was gonna. No, Maven wants to take me. Yeah, let's go. I'm on my way.
In retrospect, I should have just thrown you back through, but that happened. Yeah, that happened, and we didn't end up doing our little spot. I can't remember the order of events where you reviewed one of my wrestling matches on Twitch, but that happened as well. You saw a video of me jumping on a car, and then you reviewed my wrestling match.
Sonny Siaki is my number 2 favorite wrestler. Sorry, someone put that in the chat. It's very important that everyone knows that. Did you send me a video of you?
Must have been.
You must have sent it to me because, it's on your Instagram. There's no way I scrolled back 6 years and went,
right. Yeah,
here's a video of him jumping. I think I think I must have watched the match first. I must have watched the match and been like, hey, you're actually kind of athletic. Like, what's up with that? And then you were like, yeah, check out how high I can jump. And then you sent me a video of you guys. This video, he's just standing there, and it's a car, and he just box jumps. He just box jumps from the ground to the ground to the top of the car. This is insane.
There are people that probably think you're joking right now, but that used to be a thing that I did.
There's a video of this. It's on the internet. So after I watched I could only find one of your matches on YouTube.
I had the others removed.
You had the others removed? Why did you have that one? Why did you keep that one?
Well, I'll ask you this. Have you seen the response to the match that I had with you?
Yeah, so but why your answer. Why did you choose the one that's still there? Why were you like, no, that one can stay?
I don't have access to that. I didn't the people that ran that mud show put up our match, and it's so funny because I asked them to pull that match, and they unlisted every other match on their channel except for that one.
Yeah, because it's going to get them views.
That's also true. But I mean, I don't think they have that. But I had been approached to do a couple of matches in the past. I was going to do a match during the COVID mania, and I was so relieved that it didn't happen. They were going to name a whole event after me, Primetime Wrestling. Sean Ross Sapp served it all. It was going to be at a brewery. Jonathan Gresham was booked for that show. There's some good ass wrestlers, but I'm glad it didn't happen. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to get myself back in that situation. And I had a couple people ask me, And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it when it's the right situation. At least I always told myself that. And then last year after WrestleCade, like I almost died. I was very close to actually dying of COVID. And that was when I was like, you know what? I think the next time I get offered a match, I might do it. And then I can't remember if it was you, Mikey, or Tyler that said, what would make you do a match? And I said, well, I'd need a lot of time to see if I could get ready and cleared. It'd have to be against somebody I like, and it'd have to be for charity. And then 2 days later, I get asked if I wanted to wrestle Shazza McKenzie at Black Label Pro in December.
Yeah, it wasn't. I just found out. I think I found out when we got to the Squared Circle Expo.
Okay, and it's a Mikey and Tyler plot, is what it was.
It was definitely it sounds like a Mikey plot, because if I didn't know about it until I got to the show, then it was a Mikey thing. Because he has a good habit of being like, yeah, I told you that, and me being like, no, we literally talk every day and you've never mentioned this thing to me. Like me and Puff becoming a tag team, he was like, yeah, I told you guys this. And we were like, at no point have you said, what are you talking about? This is a made up conversation that you've had in your head. So I love Mikey, but I would put money that you spoke to Mikey, and that was back in April,
March,
right? So that
March.
Was it March?
It was March, because I had to. Yeah, it was before Mania, because I had to make the plan to stick around for Squared Circle Expo, because I go there to do interviews, but I wasn't going to stick around for the show. Or I can't remember what the order of events was, but I needed to be there specifically for our spot, which boy, that was something. It's
all right. Wrong crowd. It's fine.
It was. So, I mean, I got harassed. I still get harassed over that. Like, I came in, I hit a really good DDT on you.
It's a really nice DDT.
It's a really good DDT. I know people thought I was joking.
I go, wow, yeah, that was good.
I know. Legitimately, when I went backstage, Gangrel went, that was sweet. He goes, that was good. I was like, hell yeah.
We'll get to it. Did he? But I kind of need to know. Did he watch? Did he say anything about your DDT this time?
I don't know, because we talked about me debunking death rumors about him. So I don't know if he saw this one. But Gangrel has been there for both of my DDTs. Yes, and I did tell him
the fact that you and Gangrel have both done the same 2 BLP, like. That's it. That's the.
And I did tell him before this time. I was like, "Listen, is it okay? Because if Gangrel tells me not to do an Impaler DDT, well, guess what? I ain't doing a Gangrel Impaler DDT." He goes, "No, who gives a shit?" I was like, "Okay, cool." But like we did that spot, and what I have learned, especially about Black Label Pro shows, watching this one back, was that these are not mic'd for an audience. For sure, these are mic'd for commentary, for sure. Like, they don't exactly have the rings mic'd or anything like that, because after watching ours back on Fite Plus, I was like, well, I kind of want to hear our banter. Like, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear me and you talking. You can't hear it. You can't hear anybody in the crowd. So for all I know, everybody at Squared Circle Expo was just hanging from the rafters, pumped. That's what we'll go with.
That's what it looks like by them sitting on their seats and not moving.
Yes.
That's definitely what it looked like.
There was one person that goes, "It's Sean Ross Sapp." And I was like, no, in that moment, I was like, got him. Got
him. I love it.
But our match had been agreed upon by then. Like, we had already planned that match.
Yeah, we knew that we were having a match. What
I told Mikey
6-7 months ago.
Yeah, what I told Mikey, because he said, would you want to do it? And I said, well, let me train and let me see how I feel. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait, if I train and I feel really good, we can have like the little match that we had. I was like, if I feel bad, she can just beat the living shit out of me for 2 minutes and pin me. And then it's fine.
Either way, it didn't matter.
Yeah. That's like,
it was never that deep.
Yeah. I was like, what do I need to do all this for?
Yeah, you
Well,
don't.
then,
Yeah, every time you were like training really, I was like, you know, you don't need to. You'd be like, I'm at the gym doing an hour. I was like, sweetie, what do you think we're doing?
listen,
Why are you doing an hour of cardio? How long do
it
you
was
think we're going to be in
90
there?
minutes. I was doing stairs for 90
You were
minutes,
doing
Shazza.
90 minutes? Did you
Yeah.
say 90 minutes? Like an hour and
90
a half
minutes.
of cardio.
Yeah. So here's what happened.
How long did you
I
think we
hit
were
up.
going to wrestle?
I just wanted to make sure I didn't gas out. So here's the process of that. I go to the doctor and I'm like, hey, listen, back's been a little jacked up. Can I wrestle? And he goes, no, of course not. Of course you can't wrestle. And then I showed him the spot that we did. He said, why'd you do that? He's like, I wouldn't have let you do that. So I was planning immediately in April to hit up like Larry D or OVW or somebody local and start training with them.
Yeah.
And my doctor's like, no, you got to go to physical therapy, you idiot. So I did 3.5 months of physical therapy. And I'm so glad that I did because I feel way, way better. I really needed to do that. And I hadn't done it. But, that put me from like April till like the middle of September to when I wanted to get ready. So I started to get ready then. And yeah, I was in the gym a lot. But here's what I did. I had asked Jordan Grace, like, hey, how long did you do on stairs when you were getting ready for your competition? And then I asked Hammerstone, how many stairs do you do? And Jordan said 90 minutes. Hammerstone said I do 300 flights. So my goal was I wanted to get to 90 minutes and 300 flights. And about 3 weeks before our match, I got there and I was so excited and so happy.
Insane.
And Jordan said,
I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be like the Sean Ross Sapp stair challenge or something because I'm gonna have to try and get to that because I can't have you out here doing 90 minutes and was it 300? 300?
I did 360 at one point.
360?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna keep those numbers, and that's no. That's insane. No one needs to do that. That is unhealthy. We do not support this.
And as I'm trying to go back to see what it was that Jordan said to me, she was like, you're dumb. Why'd you do that? I was like, cuz I just wanted to say that I did. But yeah, I wanted to get there. I lost like 15 pounds training for this, lost a nice percentage of body fat. I was pretty happy about that. But I got cleared in mid-September. And I was very lucky. I didn't get to train as much as I wanted, but there's a guy locally who had trained under Larry D. Not going to say who he was because the commission will literally come confiscate his ring that he's not supposed to have unlicensed. I went to Grindhouse.
We love American state commissions and stuff. They're so great.
Isn't it ridiculous?
Take my money for no reason.
Yeah. They try to tell you it's just like MMA. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But no. I got to train at Grindhouse with Ali Albright, who I've talked about maybe doing a match with in the future. I don't want to be the guy that just wrestles women. I don't want to upset Vince Russo too much. So maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll take little Ali Albright under my wing. She's like my kid anyway. But
yeah, maybe she can be like your heater.
There, you know what? She can be my muscle.
She's your muscle.
She's like 5'1".
Someone tries to fuck with you. Allie's there ready to go. The next time I have to wrestle her instead.
There you go. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to train with her. I really enjoyed that. I went to my one of my catch wrestling teammates' gyms in Georgetown. So a 6'3" jacked man was portraying you for me at one point of this, and that's yeah, it was great. It was great. So like Ali Albright
explains your Irish whips.
There you go. It was really, really good. I thought so. Ali Albright had pitched like doing the dive into the buckle and then setting up the yes kicks that you do. And my catch wrestling partner was like, okay, what submission do you want to put her in? And I was like, well, I want something that nobody in pro wrestling does. He goes, oh, knee bar, easy. So we set that up. So it was so funny because catch wrestling and pro wrestling are so married. He loved doing that shit. Like, I half expected him to show up with a wig next time and your gear. Like that's what I was waiting for.
He was that hyped.
I'll tell you one person I didn't train with. I'll tell you one person I didn't train with. Shazza McKenzie.
We didn't train. You did try. I did flake a bunch on. I didn't flake. You never gave me a day. You never gave me a time. You never gave me a specific, because I would have driven down. I would have done it, but without specifics, I'm not getting in my car. And like, honestly, we didn't need to. What we walked through the match like once, ready to go. Just had to tweak your little Irish whips a little bit. Off we go.
So, the Irish whip spot.
This man tried to Irish whip me for realsies.
I did Irish whip my wife.
Real. You're going. I said,
so, I hadn't Irish whipped anybody in ages. We didn't really Irish whip each other a lot in catch wrestling class. It wasn't a thing that we did.
Fair.
But listen, I got a good Irish whip. It's pretty solid. Shazza thought I was going to throw her into the turnbuckle. That's the way it was going to go. Well, let's talk about.
I was more likely to just trip over my legs and fall face first.
That's also fair.
Like the actual science of it all. Glory Pro.
Let me read it out loud. What's wrong with you? He says, Glory Pro whiteboard guy here. Really wanted to be there, but I watched him fight. Forget SRS. When are you bringing Puff down to the STL?
Yeah. Hey, Puff. When Puff can be bothered to go through the fucking pain that is dealing with the Missouri commission and getting a Missouri wrestling license, because I would not wish that on my friends.
Yep, that is a pain in the ass. Kentucky sucks as well. That's why everybody goes across the river. Guardians of Chaos says, I don't like intergender pro wrestling, but I do like that you did it for a great cause. Please donate this if possible. Oh, yeah, all donations today go to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It says, thank goodness it was a work SRS. Why would I really fight a woman, guys? You know what? If there's one thing I've realized out of this is that there are a lot of people that don't know any better. Look at you, you do look jacked. Look at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good lighting.
Okay.
That's good lighting.
It's not. It's really bad lighting, actually. But we're vibing.
Let's talk about more stuff that you flaked on. This beautiful skit that I had planned, Shazza.
Skit that was going to get us canceled?
It wasn't going to get us canceled because MJF and Adam Cole practically did it. So here, let me set the stage for you guys. I am wearing the same outfit that JBL wore in the Eddie Guerrero border skit. I'm talking cowboy hat, the jacket, everything. It's dark, and I am very clearly surrounded by concrete. And I've got the accent on, and I go, I'm here at the Australia-American border. And I'm waiting for Shazza McKenzie. And it zooms out, and I am in an Outback Steakhouse parking lot. And I'm cutting this promo. And I just wanted Shazza to walk past me, walk behind me in a kangaroo onesie. I wanted this story to be full on. That's why you own a
kangaroo onesie.
Yeah, that's why I own it.
This is the sole reason you own a kangaroo onesie.
And you said we would get canceled for it.
I did. I said, this is too close. Because
too close in my what?
Head. No, okay. So, because the actual skit, if the actual skit, the JBL Eddie Guerrero skit was done in 2023, end of everyone. Done. In the bin. Absolutely not. Not flying. So, mocking something that in 2023, done. Not okay. Not that it was ever okay, but listen, like we're more culturally aware now. I hope. I hope people
Shazza,
are.
I was gonna say I was at the Australia-American border.
I understand the joke. I understand the joke, but I wasn't taking the risk. I have been the main character on Twitter too many times. Sometimes you just gotta take the L and go off.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but
Twitter loves you. They're just so nice to you every day.
Listen, I still got 267,000 of those people following me, so something's going all right.
Exactly.
But like the story I wanted to tell was Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd. I wanted to be the dumbass American who gets thwarted by, you know, the smarter, whatever, the bunny. You're a rabbit. There we go. But I did get some good skits. I was supposed to do one with MJF where I asked him to teach me the kangaroo kick and he hangs up on me. That didn't get approved, but we did get one where I asked for advice from a lot of wrestlers, one of whom you had punched in the nose a couple of weeks prior.
Whoopsies.
And when I came back, she saw me and she goes, "What kind of injuries, external or internal?" Like, all right.
I mean,
then.
she knows. She knows if there's one thing about Shazza, work stiff, you know? It is what it is.
You love it. You love it. The goddamn athletic commission, says Van Twinblade.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Somebody says, well, let me see this one. It's Adam Weller. If I could get this thing to pop up and me actually read it. Go ahead, read that one out loud, Shazza.
Shazza, as you're an Australian, I want to ask how big the Bathurst 1000 was to you back home. I also want to see if SRS knows how to say Bathurst.
Bathurst.
I don't like sports or cars, so it meant nothing to me. And I think I went on a school what's the thing with the school trips called? What are they called?
Field trips.
Field trip. Yeah, I went on a field trip to the place where the Bathurst 100 happened one time. Actually, no, I went to Bathurst, and that's where they used to do gold digging, I don't know, like the 1800s, 1900s, or whatever. I don't know. They were teaching us to gold pan for things. This is on a school excursion. They were teaching us to. This is a great story. Okay, this is very on topic. They were teaching us to pan for gold, and I was, I don't know, like 15. Anyway, panning for gold, fell in the lake. Fell it just on a school excursion, and then I was just drenched in water, and then I just had to sit on the bus for like 5 hours because it was like 5 hours from Sydney.
No.
So that's my story. Yeah,
I just want to say you read out loud at a 3rd grade level.
I dropped out of high school.
Did you?
Does that not explain like so much about me?
That explains so much.
I watched every wrestling documentary and I said, no, I'm the exception. When they say you need an education, have a backup plan, I said, nuh-uh, me. Look at me. Gonna make it.
Oh,
don't need none.
God. Amazing. So I did a great skit with people asking for advice. I had like Eric Ademia and Steve Macklin and Deanna Perrazzo and Veda Scott, of whom you have beaten numerous times. Dakota Kai. I had one with Lacey Evans and Shayna Baszler, but the audio didn't pick up. And the Shayna one was great because she was like,
I'm sure it was, because me and Shayna, we went in.
Yeah. She gave you 7 staples?
Yeah, 7 staples. But I won.
That's what she said.
I had 7 staples, but I won. So that, that was the day I got street cred. That was like my street cred day. That's the day, because I was like, my back of my head looked like a Ric Flair, Crimson Mask thing going on. Back of my head, blood everywhere. And I powered on. Man, because I'm tough. I said, yeah. And then I won. And then everyone was like, wow, Shaz isn't a little bitch. That's so cool. This is 8 years ago now. But that's the moment. I'd been wrestling because that was 2016. Yeah, 2016. Yeah. So that's 7 years ago. So I'd already been wrestling for 9 years. And that took 9 years for people to be like, wow, maybe Shaz isn't a little bitch. So that was nice. Thanks for believing in me, guys.
And we just went and undid all of that with one match. Go figure.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I got Marco Stunt out of retirement. That was a fun one. I asked him for steroids.
That was a good one.
In a skit. Cielo says, happy to have been there, all for a good cause. Hope you're both doing well. Well, now we're going to talk about the actual match. We've got some clips that we'll show you guys as well. Because what's Mikey going to do? Flag me? Doubt it. We will post the source of these clips as we
go subscribe
in the description.
to Fite Plus and watch Black Label,
Fite Plus.
Slamilton.
Yeah, you can watch MLW One Shot tonight. I'll promote them since they haven't booked Shazza this year. That
They
makes me
haven't
very
booked me
happy.
this year.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
But we didn't go over the match till Wednesday. I had sent you an outline of the match.
Like a month ago.
Of which I wrote like 90% of. And then you said, sounds good. And 3 weeks later, you go, I promise I'll read over that. And I was like, you say what? I'd been going over this match in hard ass low boy
like
rings.
like every day, hundreds of times.
Yes.
Me, no idea what's happening.
No idea what's happening. And we went over it after our little media call, which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing the media call. Where would you rank the amount of media you had to do for this compared to other matches in your career?
Look, I didn't have to film a standalone promo, so you get fucking bonus points for that. Because
there we go.
If there's one thing I hate, it's, hey, can you just shoot me a 30 second, a minute quick promo? No, there's a whole process. I have to do makeup. I have to do hair. I have to fucking figure out cool lighting so it doesn't look like I'm standing in front of a fucking white wall. No, I cannot just film you a quick 30 minute promo off the
30-minute promo. Who are you, MJF?
1 minute? I don't know. Like, cannot do that. I'm not. It's hard. That's my story. But so whilst there was a lot more media calls involved in this than normal, I would take a media call over having to film a little promo.
Yeah, I think we had fun with it too. But I was worried more than the match itself that weapons wouldn't show up there, Shazza. I had asked you, I said, hey, what's the likelihood that we actually get a table or a door? And you said, it's the Indies. So, and I asked Mikey, and Mikey, he said, we'll take care of it. And that happened.
He got
Shazza. We got 2 doors, and we had 0 kendo sticks because here's a little story for you guys. I mailed Shazza 2 kendo sticks. The reason I did that was because she was driving to the show and I was flying to the show. I had some flight credits, so I flew myself and my wife out there. You drove the weapons there, and maybe
I did drive them there. That did happen.
Explain what happened.
Black Label was at noon on Saturday, and I live in St. Louis. So St. Louis to Chicago, that's like 5-hour drive. So shows at noon, I want to be there at like 10. I'd have to leave at like 5 a.m. So I go, you know what? There's a show the night before. I'm gonna go to the show the night before, hang out, see my friends. Maybe I'll get booked. I ended up getting booked. But you know, main purpose, didn't want to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and drive to Chicago. Very standard thing. So had the kendo sticks. You guys all saw them on the media call. I was bragging about those kendo sticks. I was like, my kendo sticks. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we do the show on the Friday night. Same venue, exact same venue. This should be so simple. We're at the same venue. I'm one of the last people to leave this venue. In the locker room, there is a 6-sided ring. That's another story. It's a whole other can of worms.
It's really jarring to walk into when you go into that and you're like, oh, there's a 6-sided ring up here, huh?
Yeah.
Of which I have bumped on exactly. Yeah, I bumped on one time in my life, and it was just as bad as the boxing ring that I used to train on. It's horrible.
Yeah, I would absolutely never. But under this ring, there's like some broken chairs, some broken tables, like there's like weapons that have been used, and everyone's just kind of stored them under there for they'll use them for later. So I go, you know what? I'm here. I've got the kendo sticks. Instead of me freaking carrying these around because I was staying at someone else's house and then catching rides with people, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know what? We're gonna put these kendo sticks under this 6-sided ring. It's 11:30 at night. We're some of the last few people in here. I'm gonna be back here at 9 a.m. What could go wrong between midnight and 9 a.m.? I've just put some kendo sticks under a ring. Very normal, very chill. Except then it was 9 a.m. and they weren't there. So
and I get a text message saying They're not there.
They're not.
Well, as you guys will notice, we did have a kendo stick during that match. Thank you, Trevor Outlaw. And was it Kylie? Is that her name?
Kylie, his girlfriend Kylie.
The lovely Kylie who
we love Kylie more than we love Trevor. Kylie is the GOAT. Because Kylie drove all the way back home because for some reason Trevor Outlaw has a kendo stick at his house.
Because he's a responsible professional wrestler. That's why he has one.
Obviously. So she drove, got it back. It came back as the show was starting. Or maybe during it was the crowd was definitely in when the kendo stick arrived and was put under the ring. But I searched the Berwyn Eagles Club high and low. I found alternatives. Okay.
No, you didn't. No,
there were options if the kendo stick didn't show up. I had things I was going to hit you with. Do you know how many pool table things are pool?
Unfortunately,
there's so many.
I have been hit by pool sticks IRL, and it don't feel good. Crutches? No. You had a crutch. Now
I didn't have a crutch. The crutch was under the ring, just in case.
And then there is also this. The only way I could describe this other weapon is that it cosplayed as a kendo stick. It was a series of just sticks that were taped together.
It was a homemade kendo stick. You know, it's just because it's a little different doesn't mean we need to discriminate it. It still would have hurt. I can assure you, if I hit you with that as hard as I hit you, it still would have hurt.
Oh boy, you hit me plenty hard too. So funny enough, when I was training, one of the guys I trained with had a kendo stick and it wasn't gimmicked. And he goes, "Hey, hit me with this." And I was like, "You don't want me to hit you with this." And people who don't know how kendo sticks work would just think, "Oh, it's going to make a loud noise." No, they're meant to stay together. There's bindings across the middle of them. How you gimmick them for wrestling is you clip all those bindings in the middle. That way they reverberate and it makes the huge sound. But if you don't and you hit somebody with it, one, it will hurt way worse, and two, it won't make a single sound. So yeah, the next person in Chicago I see using a kendo stick, and if I see you with two of them,
I see you with two. I'm back. I'm going to be back there in a few weeks. I'm going to find those fucking kendo sticks.
The next person I see using two kendo sticks, I'm going to spread misinformation on the internet about you. That's what's going to happen. So,
misinformation.
Listen, the type of misinformation they spread about me. Oh, hey, speaking of, you know what? I was happy to prove that I do not, in fact, do cocaine, because Joshua Bishop walks up to me with an open can of smelling salts. I had no clue what was going on. And he goes, "Hey, smell this." And I went, and I would go, "Whoa." And then somebody literally said, "Well, we know you don't do coke now." So I'm crying out of my left eye, trying to blow my nose. Have you ever done those before? Yeah, you're walking out, and I've got to blow my nose because I've been given smelling salts. Have you ever experienced those before?
No, I have been smart enough to not smell when someone puts something in front of my nose.
Oh, come on.
That's not my automatic reaction.
Where's the
my automatic reaction is, look what it is. No, I don't want to smell that. And then don't smell it.
Well, we did actually have a match.
I do. Dave said I only do cocaine. Yeah, that's fair. Classic me.
Jesus Christ.
Drug fiend. Can you imagine me on cocaine? Look at me right now. All I've had today is a coffee.
That's what people said about me. People in my actual life, when they heard that rumor, they're like, "Well, Sean doesn't smoke or drink or do anything like that." Like, I can't imagine him on it. I had to be on Ritalin to calm me down. I don't need cocaine. I'm good. I'm straight. But
I'm good, man.
We had a wrestling match, and I thought it went pretty damn well, Shazza.
I think it went well as well. I will not be watching it back, other than the clips I've seen here and there, because I would No, wait, okay, you're gonna do
Look
that.
at
No, we're
this.
not watching. No, I will never sit down and watch the entire thing from start to finish.
You don't need to.
Because it's about the moments.
Yeah, well, I wanted to relive this moment, and I watched the Fite Plus. Somebody messaged me because they were like, I know you said you weren't going to watch it back. You should watch it back. And I watched it back on Fite Plus, and my only qualm was we bantered a lot. Like, we were very verbal during this match. So, like, that was something that I wish was a part of. But there was a nice gentleman who has already posted a couple clips that have went viral. Let me see what his name is. I want to give him the appropriate credit. Cheapheatspotfest on Instagram.
Yes.
Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty, Shazza.
I don't know if I know any wrestling moves.
You have never had your toe dropped nor held the likes in which I did it.
No, I genuinely haven't. That was a very technique correct. Like, no one does it. Like, no one is correctly keeping wrist control and fucking screw. Like, no one's doing that. So yeah, you're right. I genuinely have not.
I
was like, I don't
have to toot my own horn because a former WrestleMania main eventer sent me a text message and said, your drop toe hold was fucking beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh. This is like, wait, Gangrel told me my DDT was good. And then, but.
Okay, but what did the former WrestleMania main eventer say about me? Nothing. I'm scared to die.
But listen, we knew this spot was going to be the one. I knew when this spot happened.
You knew. We knew.
This was going to be the viral one.
Hey!
It's the screen cap. It's the little the caption. You're right. Like, thanks for the subtitles, guys.
So it's actually incorrect because I grabbed the ref and the ref was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, her ass is huge." So the ref was actually
not your ass. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
With that, not. It is a used bottle. I just fill water in it, okay? Why does everyone keep going at me about my water bottle, okay?
What is it?
It's just water. It's just tap water, guys. I'm just using my water bottle. Anyway, sorry.
I got that fresh. I got that fresh stuff.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. As every time I come on one of these streams, someone gives me shit about this Aquafina, and it's not Aquafina. It's just fucking water in a bottle that says Aquafina. Anyway, what I wanted to say was I hadn't thought I'd thought in my head, oh, I should probably figure out how I'm going to sell the atomic drop, what my no sell is going to be. But at no point did I actually properly think what I was going to do until I did it. And then I was like, oh, I liked what I did. But
oh, it was great.
I genuinely didn't know what my I was like, I need to think of what it's going to be. And then I just didn't. And now I was like, oh, whatever I did was fine.
I loved his particular angle. Yeah, his angle was really good of it too, because it caught your face and then just me writhing around in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that worked out really good for what he did, which was putting it on Instagram, because he's very good. He'll capture the whole match and then some clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something that wasn't nearly as fun, Shazza.
Yeah, let's show this clip because I want to explain why this happened to you. I want to explain to you why I did this. After we watch the clip, I assume
I'm gonna ask people to watch the second cane shot and where it lands.
That didn't work! Oh!
Okay.
Thank you to Smiley, who is here in the chat.
Yeah.
And says the match was entertaining as hell. Sean's entrance music was a bop. We'll talk about that momentarily.
It was a bop.
Says I was entertained the entire time, freaking out when Shazza put him through the door. Come back for a Portillo's trip. I went there after, actually, with my wife. But Shazza, why did you hit me in the skull with a kendo stick?
Why.
Because we didn't discuss that. That
Here's
one
why,
wasn't
okay?
audible.
That one wasn't audible because you were crawling so slow. You were crawling so slow, and I was like, I have to hit him because he's down
I told
there.
you I was gonna milk it.
I know, but it was so slow, and I was like, I have to hit him again. Like I have to, because otherwise I'm a little bitch that's not hitting him. But then the problem was that I couldn't.
The audience was close. I'm aware they were close, but you said
it was so. I didn't want to hit the audience. I was stressed, so I thought, okay. I mean, if I paralyze him and knock him unconscious, that's good for the internet. So we'll just go with that.
I got the little flash of light in my head when that happened.
You're being dramatic.
No, I did.
Well, my head hurts too. I don't know why.
I did actually get a concussion en route to this match, and I dealt with it for about a week. I was fine. I had post-concussion syndrome really bad, like 10 years ago. Really, really bad.
Horrible.
But I waited about 4 or 5 seconds, and I'm like, am I good? I'll have a goose egg. And I did. But we were good. We were all right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little love tap. It's fine.
Well, I was like, I might be split open. Like, that's how I felt immediately. I was like,
I knew I did not hit you hard enough for that.
Well, it wasn't that you hit me hard. It was the corner of
kendo
stick.
That's
cracking
fair.
it. And
I'll give you that.
Van Twinblade says, why didn't you cane his bum? Listen, that's for a different paywall. That is not what we do on Fight Plus. And actually, Matthew England, go ahead.
I want to tell a story about getting hit in the bum. All right.
Okay.
When I did my pit fighter thing match recently, I got hit in the bum with a firecracker like bat. So like my butt was burnt, right? Like my jeans were burnt. But I sold my jeans, and the person I sold them to, they were like, "Hey, these jeans that you sent me aren't a photo match to what you posted." I said, "Yeah, because the photo was before I wrestled, and now I've sent you the jeans after I've wrestled, and I've been hit with firecrackers in my ass, so they are now discolored because they have been burnt." Sorry. Anyway, that's my ramble. I just need to.
I love it. You seemed terrified to take an electric chair from me.
You're so tall. I've not been that far off the ground. I'm not like I've taken I will take an electric chair any day of the week. But I forgot that you are really, really tall. Like
I'm 6'1" in shoes.
You were genuinely tall.
Like, that indie 6 feet tall is a lot different. The indie 6 feet tall is a lot different than actual 6 feet tall.
Yeah. Like, it was real scary up there.
It was so funny because I had you on my shoulders as we practiced, and you were leaning over. And I tried to straighten you up, and my wife like scolded me. She's like, "Don't do that." She's like, "She could have been really hurt." I was like, "No, no."
Yeah. She knows what's up.
Here's a funny one too. After you pitched me the Irish whip spot, I worked over it with my wife, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta see if I can do an Irish whip worth of shit." We have slick floors. She was in socks. She slid all the way across that floor.
Of course she did. Of course she did. Because your Irish whip is like you're like, "Let's go," and I'm like, "Bro, wrestling's not real. Chill.
Shoot first, then work. Come on." But
chill. Not real.
The drop toe hold spot. Like, speaking of, I had posted a thing. I got like my coaches were certified under Billy Robinson, which is. I learned enough catch wrestling to have an idea of what I was doing and to learn from my job. But that was an actual technique that I got to work over directly with Billy Robinson, which was very cool for me. I was like, okay, let's work that into the match. And we did. But we did the electric chair. It looked good. You sold it great. Good job, Shazza.
Sometimes I'm okay. Although, if you ask the internet, I'm the worst professional wrestler ever. But, you know, occasionally.
Let me tell you. I think it was like maybe a month or two ago. I was like, Shazza, okay.
Yeah, Ali's felt my pain too. Yeah, Ali knows. Ali's in the chat. Yeah. What is he doing, man? He's just like, do as hard as I can. Why? Wrestling's not real. Chill.
So
bro.
that was one of my concerns because, like, listen, you will have bigger matches than me, like than you have against me. You will not have more scrutinized matches than you are having against me. And like a month or two ago, I was like, just lay everything in, lay the kicks in, lay everything in. And you go, I always do. I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see. You kicked the living shit out of me numerous times. And as it happened, I was like, you'll hear me go, that wasn't a cell. That was my body just getting kicked.
Shit hurts.
It does. And you kicked me in the face one good time. And I didn't expect that one. And as you kicked me directly in the face, I go, that looked good. Fell down.
Did you? God bless.
Like in my head, I got kicked in the face and I go, that looked good. We did the little knee bar spot. That was fun. A lot of people were confused by the candy corn because commentary talked over it. They couldn't hear me. So that was a part of the like little Bugs Bunny Elmer Fudd gimmick where I even said, like, I put these thumbtacks here. I got thumbtacks. Yeah. And then you had switched it out with candy corn. And I have had people ask me what hurt the most in the match. Honestly, at the time in which I wanted a drink of water more than anything, I got a mouthful of disgusting candy corn.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Hideous. It was horrible. And I was like,
rough.
Sincerely was like, oh, this is gross.
At least you got to spit it out real quickly after.
Well, yeah. You hit me with the stunner. You couldn't see it on the Fite broadcast, but you can on like other clips. I spit it all the way up in the air. I had teased the go to sleep. Now, the CM Punk teases were supposed to be a little more heavy-handed before the dude decided to get a job. I was going to come out to Cult of Personality.
I was saying that you should have. I wanted you to come out. Because people would have been so much more. Everyone would have been angry. They would have been, fuck this guy. Fucking, yeah. I still vote.
KW liked the atomic drop spot, says that it was one of the funniest things ever. That's what I wanted. I wanted something that, would be polarizing. Like, I'm not dumb. I knew what was going to happen there, but we had I thought the candy corn spot went well with the live crowd, but your stunner was great because I wanted something to set up the table spot. And I know we had pitched around like maybe a power bomb through a table, but I was like, okay, I know Shazza can do that, but how do I basically screw up proof this for me? Like, how do I make sure that I don't screw this up somehow? And I've taken spears through tables before, but Shazza, I didn't know that this happened until 30 minutes later when I get to the back.
Where did you think?
Oh.
Watch it.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. The door moves.
Oh,
my God. Sean. No.
Sean might be broken in half.
No.
1, 2, 3. That's it.
I didn't know the door moved.
It moved so far. Like, as I was running, I was like, oh, no, we're going this way. Like,
so,
okay.
When I was backstage, somebody, I didn't know what they meant. They said, good save on the door. And I go, what are you talking about? And then I watched a clip, and even from the angle, I think it's the clip that Smiley posted, you couldn't even tell that it moved then because it was still at an angle. So I'm like, what the hell are people talking about? Then I saw somebody, I think it was Dark Flosion Puro Resus, posted that, and I was like, "Oh my god, the door moved!"
It moved,
And I
yeah,
got
because it was in the corner and it moved all the way. And I was like, oh no, we're going.
that was the difference in having a cool spot to end a match and being on Botchamania. So
Right?
you saved
That's
us
all
from
in my brain.
Botchamania.
As soon as that's all I could think. Like, I was like, as that door moved, I went, that door has to fucking break. Like,
Yeah.
if that door doesn't break, we're fucked. Like, there's no, like, that's all like, in my head, I'm like, that door has to break. Because if that door doesn't break, we're fucked. Like,
Yep.
that is doesn't matter anything we've done. Like, we gotta break this door no matter what. Like, let's go.
From the first clip I saw, I was like, oh, did Shazza slow down a little bit? And then I watched that one, and it's just so funny because you just power double leg me through a door.
Because I have to go. Oh no.
Because the difference in it being up against the ropes and up against the corner is like such a big difference. I've never been through one that broke on the ropes, but through the corner, it's all right. It's okay, easy.
It's easy.
But when it broke, it was the most satisfying sound in the world to me.
It's also like you need it to be on a certain, like, it needs to be a certain angle to break. Like, if it's up too high, it's not going to break. So like when I saw it move, I was like, fuck, like I don't know how much of an angle this is on now, because like I know when I set it up in the corner it was in an angle, then it bounced around. I don't even know. I've never seen a door do that.
I don't know what happened. It was just because we moved around in the ring, and
yeah,
I mean,
then I was just like, oh no, I gotta turn this around.
I mean, you saved that. You saved that big time. I mean, you saved me from being on Botchamania.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I just like tried to spear you straight? There's so many. I don't know. I'm glad. Whatever happened, I'm fine. Like, people are gonna people are still like, oh yeah, there was a shit fucking thing. But whatever, bro. Don't care. Don't care. That's just not real. Get the fuck over it.
No, listen. I scrutinize the stuff that I do. Like, whenever I do appear on something like that, I scrutinize it heavily. I watched it back and I was like, you know what? I thought what we did was good. Thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, not a single spot looked bad. We didn't even talk about, like, I threw a kick, thought it looked good. DET looked good.
Good kick. It was a good kick, mate.
You used to kick people in the head for a hobby. It was my thing. The bulldog you did looked good. All the moves as far as execution, I thought looked good, and we did our 9.5, 10 minutes. We got in, we got out.
Yeah. We did what it was supposed to do. What we were supposed like. It didn't need to be anything more than what it was, and I had fun. As long as we had fun and we raised money, and like, I think there's like, obviously there's people that hate you and there's people that hate me that are always going to be like, but I think like overall we have a reasonably positive response.
Oh yeah, it was way more positive than I expected. There's going to be weirdos no matter what, but
there's always weirdos.
Yeah, if I'm ever going to wrestle, it's going to be for like some charitable cause. I'm fortunate to be in a spot where I don't need to do that. But you know what? You do this as a full-time job. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna get Shazza some clicks, some subscriptions, all that good stuff. And exactly. You're gonna have the weirdos that are like, this is ruining wrestling. Not dumbass. Wrestling's like a video game, it's like a movie. You know what? There are some video games where the female characters and the male characters have equal stats. They go in and they fight each other. And if you don't like that, guess what? There's WWE, there's AEW for you. There's all kinds of stuff. You ain't got to watch Black Label Pro. There are movies. I'm watching Mortal Kombat earlier. I'm watching Sonya Blade punch Kano in the face. Guess what? Black Label Pro is more like that than WWE or AEW is. There's something, you ain't got to watch it. You ain't got to watch it. But I'll tell you what, this is one of the most hate-watched indie matches of the year. So Fite Plus, you're welcome.
Yeah, Fite Plus. I think my favorite like response was like someone was like, "Oh, Vince McMahon didn't create wrestling." And then everyone's just response is just like Vince beating up Stephanie McMahon.
Yep.
And well, it's just so good. I was like, yeah, one, Vince didn't create wrestling. Two, if he was in control of it, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what his brain would want. Like, choose a different brain. Like, different hill to
I have been contacted by 3 WWE alumni to wrestle them in 2024.
Oh, I could put bets on that one of those has also contacted me.
Oh,
We'll
really?
discuss it later. I reckon.
Okay.
I reckon.
Okay.
A recent alumni potentially looking to make a name when the days run out.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So we do have a humper chat.
Maybe.
Shazza, was there anything Sean did that surprised you, either in what he was capable of or any audibles called in the match? I stuck to the script, but
He stuck to the script. He was very into this script. If I did anything off the script, he panicked. Like the one time I gave him the cane shot, he panicked.
I didn't panic.
You didn't
I
panic.
stood up and took another one. What are you talking about?
You said, okay, yeah, we're gonna take more. No, I mean everything was I think everything was like, you know, like, I mean, I knew that you were, I watched you, like, I was the one that watched you wrestle on my Twitch stream and, like,
Fair.
watched you jump onto a car. Like, I was aware that you were, like, I was never stressed that you weren't going to be able to do anything. I was like, no, this is fine. Like, there was literally no point where I was like, oh no, he's not going to be able, no. Like, and I was like, if I wanted to do something and you didn't know how to do it, I would have just walked you through it, because I also have, like, 5 years as a trainer, like, so I know how to coach people and teach people how to do things, and I wouldn't have done anything if I didn't feel like you were comfortable with it and I was comfortable. Like, there are just so many things in wrestling. Like, I've always, I'm rambling, but I've always been like this big, like, you know, if someone's trained, as long as they, like, are respecting it and training and, like, understand, as long as you have the other person's, like, well-being in mind, then, like, it's just fucking wrestling, man. It's not real. It's just a fucking vibe. We're just out here. We're just out here doing it.
And that's,
I don't know
like,
why I'm doing
again, so much of this that I wanted to do, I wanted to get, like, a certain number of reactions for the amount of time that we had. I wanted, like, 6 really good reactions, and you hitting me with a cane and putting me through a table, the atomic drop, like, me doing a wrestling move at the beginning is what I wanted to do to kind of set that stage. And, like, oh, he does know a couple of wrestling moves. And then I wanted to specifically never use a weapon on you, like, at all. Like, I get thwarted every single time I try to use a weapon on you because you're smarter than me.
Exactly.
But
there was so many basic little, like, psychology things that were in there, especially, like, when I did eventually read through the match that you sent me 4 weeks later, I was like, oh yeah, this is like, this is essentially what I would have, like, wanted to do anyway. So this is great. Like, it was
I'm
just
just
a few
saying,
little
watch
tweaks
your
that I made.
ass, TJ Wilson. I'm coming for your job. Big producer here. Look at that. Laid out. How about this?
Producer SRS.
Laid out the match, and it was we hit our time too.
Yeah, we
hit
did.
our time.
Yeah. There was a few tweaks from your original draft. Let's not make it out like you wrote the entire match and I contributed. I contributed. Do we have a clip of me contributing?
We don't have any clips of you contributing, but you added the bulldog.
Yeah.
You didn't sell my knee bar. You know,
I put the electric chair on the. I put the electric chair outside.
I love that. I love that. So funny enough, the 2 guys that I worked the electric chair over with, when they saw the match, they're like, "Oh, that electric chair worked so good outside," and I love that, because originally it was going to be on the buckle. I wanted to do a move that nobody else does, and nobody else really does an electric chair into, like, a buckle or anything like that. And then she would fall, roll out, sell, and then I would do. I said I wanted to look like Seth Rogen in Pineapple Express jumping onto her, but doing it on the outside worked really, really well, because the apron is the hardest part of the ring.
It's the hardest part of the ring. If there's one thing I love, it's a good apron bump.
Yeah, I thought it looked so much better on the apron. That was a good idea.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of genius.
Tell
all your contacts that actually Shaz should be hired as a producer for all of the wrestling forever, because she's a genius.
Let's not go that far. Freddie says, "Fun what I seen." Great job. We got one of our last super chats, Humper Chat, saying, "F all the haters. Thank you both for putting on a heck of a match. And if Sean decides to do it again, best believe we got your back. Y'all rock."
Yeah.
Listen, at this point, if people are gonna are gonna. I mean, Vince Russo had the balls to whine about me wrestling
That's
a match.
wild.
To
That's
whine about
actually wild.
me.
What is he doing with his life?
Nothing. That's the
time?
point. That's the
That's
point.
insane. Do you know how much time I have to give a fuck about other people's lives? Zero. I got my own life to deal with.
She didn't have time to go over this match until Wednesday. And here we are the following Thursday, and Vince Russo.
This was the first time I was. I still have to go finish my defensive driving course, okay? So I don't lose my license. It's very stressful. I've taken a brief break from that.
Chris Kinney, thank you so much for this generous super chat. If you guys want to get a couple more in really quickly, they do go to NAMI. Adam Weller says it's been great to listen to. Fun behind the scenes for someone who isn't super familiar for the wrestling mechanics. I'll check it out on Fite. Well, we greatly appreciate that.
Out on Fite.
Yeah, please do. But
and
let's
watch the whole show. Watch everyone else wrestle as well, because they're all really talented wrestlers.
Maki Ito was on that show. Maki Ito takes 3.5 hours to get ready. I learned that.
No, she gets ready and then she makes sure that she's ready. That's all.
Okay.
That's the actual getting because once you start moving around and doing things move. But she's
sure.
She's so.
Let's talk about who really won Saturday, and that's me.
Yeah,
because I'm going to catch my flight back to Lexington, and I see Dirty Dango there, the former Fandango, of whom I met, and said he walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, are you Sean Ross?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Great to meet you." He goes, "Great to meet you. You're like famous, man." And I go, "Thanks, Fandango." Of whom whom I covered your WrestleMania match with Chris Jericho. And
you're right. I am famous.
At that point, I'm a little loopy after the match. I look back and I'm like hyper analyzing everything. I'm like, shit, I didn't say hi to Sky Blue. That was rude of me. I forgot to say hi to this person, because it's got to be polite, brother. One of those.
Wrestling is such a bullshit fucking thing.
Well, anyway, I'm at the airport. I see Dirty Dango, and I go, "Oh, hey, man." And then I turn around, and he's talking to Maven, who was not on our show.
Why the fuck was Maven there? Maybe I'll get Mikey to book Maven.
Maven was in South Dakota for some reason. And had
a layover in Chicago?
Had a layover in Chicago to get wherever he was going to go. And I was like, dude, this is weird because I just had a match and it was my first time being in a ring since you were at GCW. And I was like, I will love Maven always because he calmed down Denise so much before that. I had to teach Denise how to throw me over the top rope in a parking lot the night before.
Yeah.
And she was panicking and Maven talked to her and she calmed down. And then also, I looked at him and I said, "Motherfucker, you blew up my spot." And I squared up with him in the airport and I was going to fight him. I was going to fight Maven. And I was going to say, listen, I get your YouTube channel if I win. That's what I was going to say. That didn't happen, that last part. I did that to make my story
That didn't happen? That's
fair. But he called you a very sweet woman because I said that I just wrestled Shazza.
Oh.
And then, I also sent a text to Nydia because I'm great friends with all the Tough Enough alumni. And I caught up with Nydia, and she's such a sweet woman. She's so sweet. But
I love that you just have contacts to these people. I saw Nydia wrestle in 2005. I think
the Australia tour.
2004 in Australia. Yeah, she wrestled Gail Kim. I was there.
That's who gave me her number. That's who gave me. Wow. So I can blame them.
Then 10 years later, I became the women's champion of that company in a nice full circle moment.
Listen, stop stealing the full. Cut this shit out. Stop stealing the full circle moment from me.
I'm sorry. We're starting and ending with Maven.
It's Maven. And listen, I'm pissed off because Nydia and Gail Kim may have motivated you to become a wrestler, and Gail Kim gave me Nydia's number. So it's my full circle moment, not yours. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. That is a good full circle moment.
Shazza, I appreciate you carving out a good 70 minutes to talk to me about this because, like I said, anytime that I do anything like that, I like to be transparent with my audience and be like, okay, listen, I dish the scoops on everybody else. I'm going to do it for my own stuff. But you've got stuff to plug. You got stuff to promote. Tell the people about it.
Oh my God, guys, please, for the love of God, give me money. No. I don't want to have to listen to Sean tell me how rich he is ever again. I need to be richer than him. So
Shazza's the only person I brag about that to. I don't say it to anybody else.
It's because
I was poor 3 years ago.
I know. I'm joking. Please, if you would like to support me, follow me on all the regular socials like your Twitter and Instagram at Shazza_McKenzie. And then if you want to support extra, I have OnlyFans and Patreon. I also have Brand Army, but OnlyFans and Patreon are probably the two best to support me via merch. Big Cartel. There's a link tree in all my bios and everything. There's a million ways you can support me and all that stuff. Tomorrow I will be wrestling Miyu Yamashita at Dreamwave Wrestling, and that will be live on IWTV. So you should all watch that and support that and make gifts of it. And then I'd be like, wow, Shaz, you're so cool. TJPW should totally fly you to Japan and you should wrestle there because that's your dream. So if we just harass them on Twitter, I think that's how it works. So go team.
We've got Miss Kate Fabes is here to say I'm proud of Sean for jobbing to a women. Also, I have to ask you on behalf of my wife, have you been to the Australian Zoo?
I have not been into the zoo to look at the zoo, but in 2019, I think it was, House of Hardcore did a tour of Australia and we wrestled in a pavilion that is part of the zoo. So I've been to the zoo technically. I've not been to the zoo I've wrestled there. It's better. It's cooler, you know?
Correct.
But I haven't, I haven't gone to, I've been to Stronger Zoo. I've been to the St. Louis Zoo. That one's free, guys. Zoo in St. Louis is free. You just walk in. No one stops you. It's wild.
In my little town, we had what people called a zoo. It was just this very open, caged area with ostriches, and llamas.
Oh, okay. No, there's lions and stuff here. It's a zoo. It's just free.
We have one more super chat, which helps us get up to $6,600 total to NAMI. Chris says, we had so much fun at the show. Great to meet you. Was a tough spot for you to follow the Creed's concert, but it was fun as hell. So this wonderful man, it was hard for me to heal when I see him and what I presume is his wife wearing a Grapsody and Fightful shirt. Made me so happy. Also, he gave me $5 during my entrance. Sorry you didn't get that back, Chris, because I have it. Every single show in which somebody gives me $5, I am going to keep it. It's gonna be in my display case in the other studio right over here. I have one from GCW as well.
So you have $10.
Yeah. I have $10. Listen, ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't draw a dime.
Framing these $5 bit framing?
They're sitting in my display case over there.
Just some loose cash. What if someone breaks in and they're like, give us all your cash, and they're like, here, $10.
They're going to have to go behind my just gaggle of submission shoot wrestling medals because I am now a real wrestler.
You're a real
wrestler. Listen, you know how I know I'm a real wrestler? Because I got the I'm working brother DM in relation to that. Mr. Burt Wayne says, that was a fantastic showing. Well, thank you. Thank you.
He's talking about
Shazza, thank you. Yeah, I bet. Shazza, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you taking care of me in the ring. I appreciate you doing this. It means an awful lot to me. I have been in a wonderful mood all week. I felt like I was sort of not even realizing because I stopped wrestling after Fightful. when Fightful started, I was like, I don't have time to train. I don't want to wrestle. But I kind of wanted to do it again, and I got to do it for a great cause. So thank you very much for allowing me to do that. And we ruined wrestling together.
It's always been my dream to destroy this business. I just needed a good partner to do it with.
Well, there you go. Mr. Burt Wayne says, to round it off, fuck that fuck. Well, there we go. Guys, until next time, we're out.